not the eyes of, man, or, our emotions or opinions or feelings. In the eyes of the Most High God, sex is the consummation of marriage, or it is sin.
All right, we'll go over to the pool to refresh. We got the brother Maharakab next. So Maharakab, you can just simply give your position on the matter without teaching anything. Just give your position on the matter, and then we'll start.
I'm not going to go through a dissertation, brother. Sex is not marriage.
All right, that's the brother Maharakab's position. Jeremiah, if you can give your position to the audience.
Yeah, can you all hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, man. Peace and blessings, man. According to the Bible, there's order to all things. So no, sex alone is not marriage.
All right.
All right. Appreciate it, Jeremiah. Yeah. Wait, just for a little bit more clear. When you say sex alone is not marriage, you're saying sex is officially a part of a marriage. It's just not the only thing that's a part of marriage.
We'll bring it up.
No, what I'll do is, Maharakab, you can stay on mute. Make sure you stay in order. I'm asking Jeremiah a question on his position so it's clear to the audience what he's teaching. So you won't bring it out unless your position is clear. All right, so Jeremiah, what is your position? Can you say it cleanly for the people?
Yeah, I believe I stated it cleanly. The sex is a part of marriage. Sex is the consummation of marriage. But sex alone is not marriage.
So your position is...
so my position is this. If you just have... Say again?
So your position is our position, because if you say that sex is the consummate, maybe unless we have a different definition or understanding of what consummation is. So if we have that same understanding, then you have our position. You just feel that there's other things that need to be included as well. But the consummation is, the finality of it, the closure of it, if you will. That's our understanding. So do you share that position?
It's a part of it. It's a part of it. If you just meet somebody, let me explain, brother. If you just meet somebody and just have sex, that's not marriage. Okay? You don't just meet some random person and then you have sex with them and then you wake up in the morning and y'all married. That is not marriage at all.
Got you. Thank you. Your position is clean now. So sex is not marriage. So we'll go over to the brother Ricky. Ricky, I didn't catch your Hebrew name. Is Ricky okay, or would you like to be called by your Hebrew name? What is it?
Hey, shalom. My name is Karata Zaya.
You will have to unmute yourself.
Am I muted? Hey, shalom, brethren. Am I muted?
Is it me, or can anybody hear Ricky?
Hey, shalom. Can I be heard? Shalom. Can I be heard? Can I be heard? Shalom. Can I be heard?
Ricky, you will have to press unmute. You have to unmute.
Yeah.
Unmute button on your screen.
Okay. So I'm gonna push the unmute button. Is that right? All right. So I'm gonna push the button again, and hopefully that'll make.
I know Ricky is. They said is new to kind of Clubhouse.
Yeah, I am.
So you have to tap that microphone at the bottom right hand of your screen.
Oh crap. Yeah. I'm actually doing that. It's
maybe
not working.
Brothers having issues, but yeah, maybe we can go ahead and start the conversation.
All right, I need to be added back in. I don't do Clubhouse. This is they should have ran me through a practice mode first. Hey, shalom to everybody that's watching.
Position, sex is not marriage.
Oh man.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and open the bill up.
Dang, man, this is not working, man.
The bill as the discussion is being
All
had.
right, your hand is raised. We'll let the speaker know. All right. Keep put me in there.
Wait for the brothers is on the phone, so y'all kind of be more moderating than anything.
Man.
Making sure that things, remain as balanced as possible as far as, the speaking is concerned. And I'll just kind of get in there, when it's necessary. Let's try to make sure, I just need to cleanly state the rules, that we first have biblical integrity. We go book, chapter, verse. We don't just make reference to
Shalom, King, all praise the Most High for you also. I know that you've been busy building, but I've been trying to reach out to you, King. Do out for that.
Chapter, verse. There's 165 people here.
I'm working on it, man. I'm trying to get in this room so I can begin this debate. But yeah, you can always hit me up 972-7236 937 area code 937. Let me see.
Another version outside of KJV. That's fine. Just let us know where you're reading from. So that's the first rule, and the second rule is not to interrupt men in the midst of their speech. Do everything decently and in order. And so we try to let each other land. It is an open build, so we just try to let each other come to a stop or a pause before the next person kind of gets in there. And answer questions, yes or no.
Not letting me get in here,
yes
though.
Or no question. Everybody answer yes or no, and then you will get the space to expound upon why you say yes or no. So let's just try to work that way and have a good build.
Yeah.
Salakia, we're trying to bring up Ricky again.
Yeah.
I'll send him an invite.
He's there already. Isaiah. He's there with the meeting.
Okay. I got it.
All right.
Isaiah Yashala, can you unmute yourself and set?
There's no microphone symbol. There's no microphone logo for me to unmute. There's no microphone here for me to unmute. That's boom. Let me raise it. It's not that I have to unmute. There's no mutes. I'm not even in the group, brother.
Down in the bottom right hand.
I acknowledge that. I know, but there's no mute button. There's no mute button is the problem. Here, let me do this, man.
Who you waiting on, Corey?
We're just waiting on Isaiah to unmute.
I'm not. It's not that I'm not muted, brother. There's no mute logo.
Take 20 seconds to say his position, but if not, we're just gonna start the build.
Man, let me call this brother, man. Dang it, man.
It doesn't seem like he has any success with unmuting. We'll keep him on the stage. Let's go ahead and start the build.
Yo, Maha, look, man. There's no mute button. There's no unmute button, man. Look, I'm not even in there. Look at that. I'm not even in there. It's still hand raised. There's nowhere to move to. That's what I'm telling you, B. Look. Huh? That's what I've been doing, and it's been sitting there forever. See, look, that's what I keep getting. Hand raise was turned off by the moderators in this room. It's not. I'm telling you, it's not me. I've been trying to get in.
So we're gonna bring out this information so brothers and sisters can get it.
Okay, here. Let me see. Boom. They're gonna meet with Dimitri, right?
Because that's our problem as a nation.
Hand raised.
We are out of order. Okay. And the Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. Mahad, you there?
He's on the phone now.
Okay.
See, hand raised, Doc. They not letting me in or something, huh?
All right, so the Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse
Let's
40,
talk.
Let all things be done decently and in order. So it's imperative as teachers that we bring out the proper order of marriage. And what are the proper steps concerning?
But I'm not up here on the board with the brothers.
And there are three. Well, there are two categories. Well, there are three categories. You have a.
Say it again.
A young woman.
I'm gonna have to hang up and then you try it again.
Okay, Con.
In her father's house, right? Who's under the order of her father, right? And I'm gonna just read this. This is Numbers chapter 30, right? So Numbers chapter 30 reads, and Moses spake unto the
Clubhouse, man. All right, we're gonna get it together. Hey, so Shalom. So everybody that's behind the scenes on this, y'all getting to see and hear the real deal. I don't know if it's just a technical difficulty or if it's a. Let me see. Isaiah Yasha'Allah. All right. Shalom, shalom. There we go. Yeah. Khan, shalom.
Yeah, shalom. Can y'all hear me? Am I good?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. And her father.
All right, so it's official. Yeah, Yadadiah. So it's official, man. We up in there. Shalom now. Yahweh Shemalatah. So I'm gonna be we're gonna be doing this for a while. So we encourage everybody to participate and be a part of it. Sex alone is not marriage. Build.
To do what? Just allow her. In the day that he had heard it, not any of her vows of her bond wherewith she had bond her soul shall stand, and the Lord shall forgive her because. Who are adults, who have children, who are widows, who are divorced. This is what the Bible says. But every vow of a widow and of her that is divorced, wherewith they have bond their soul, shall stand against her. So that woman in that position has the right to make a decision for herself, being outside of her father's house, being a widow or being a divorced woman. This is according to the Bible. So if we're doing all things in decency and in order, these are the steps. Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 28 says what? Because we want to know what's the proper procedure. And if a man just has sex with a woman and they're married and that's it, why is there other things going on after that? Look at what it says here in Deuteronomy chapter 22.
Hi, I'm back, bro.
All right. We have to break down these things so our family can understand. It's a lot of disorder going on. Mahar, I'm at Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 28. Can you read that out?
Come on, let's get it.
Wait, 1 second. So, one second before that's read. So, Yeremiah, you did ask a question. So, kind of be careful if it's like a rhetorical question, which I kind of sensed that it was.
Yeah.
Then,
yeah, no problem.
Continue, but make sure you kind of keep those type of questions, to yourself.
Right.
So they don't jump in there. All right,
Salah. All right, Deuteronomy 22 and 28, because I asked the question because the Bible is going to give the answer. Deuteronomy 22:28, read out.
All right, Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found.
So right now, as we're reading, they have had sex. That's what it says. Lay hold on her, right? And lie with her, right? So the sex is done. The sex is done, right? Read on.
Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
Right. So this is the proper order. Now this is dealing with a damsel that's in her father's house under her father's authority. This is the steps that should be taken. You understand? So we have to take these things into consideration. It was sex first, and then the father would need to be compensated for this act, right? But this is out of order concerning going to the father initially and setting up the betrothal rights. The Bible deals with that as well. So there's a proper order to things and process. If you go out of the order, this is what the Bible is speaking of. Let me get Exodus chapter 22, verse 16. Exodus 22, 16.
What you want, brother?
Exodus 22, 16.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Exodus 22, chapter 22, verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Right, to be his wife. So sex has happened. Now he must endow her to be his wife. But wait a minute. What if this happens? Read verse 17.
Right? So obviously she ain't his wife yet. Oh, anyway. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
So we just read in Numbers chapter 30 that the father can disallow, right, a decision that's made by his daughter. A father has the authority and right to do that. But you're telling us that they have sex, they're married, that's it. If that's what is being said, if that's the understanding, then we see something different here. Now we're going to show you, right? We're going to show you now a sexual act happened in the Bible. Sex happens, but there's no marriage. Watch this. Genesis chapter 34, verse 12. Right? And the dowry.
All right, this will be your last point before. Yeah, I was about to say. This will be the last point before we'll let the brothers give their rebuttal and or state their position.
No problem. All right, so I wanted to speak on the dowry. It's H4117, which is the price for a wife. Right? Genesis chapter 34 verse 12.
Right. Ask me never so much dowry and gifts, and I will give according as he shall say unto me.
Give me the first verse, Salafi. Give me the first verse, Salafi.
Okay.
If you rather just allow me to make this point, and I'll yield right after this. I want to make it clear what's going on and what we're talking about, right? 34 and 1. Read that real quick, and then we'll
34 and 1, chapter 34, verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her.
So the Bible says that he took her and defiled her, which is a sex. With out of order sex. Out of order. So now we understand, according to the Bible, the sex act have already happened. So according to the understanding, that should be his wife, and that's it. Should be no question. That's his wife. But what does the Bible say here in verse 12?
Verse 12. Straight when this goes. Okay, verse 12. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as she shall say unto me. But give me the damsel, give
Hosea, pay the price.
Damsel to wife.
Wait a minute. I thought the wife, if that was the sex, boom, she's your wife. be his wife.
Right.
There's a multitude of other examples that we have here, but I definitely want to hear from the brothers. But I want to make sure that that's clear. After the sex, he's asking for her to be his wife. I yield.
I think you went a little too fast. Oh my goodness. You should have read the whole. You should have read verse 8 on that. You should have read the whole thing to that point. Okay? Because it's still there.
Yeah, it's all right, brother. We're gonna have plenty of time if y'all gonna want to retouch it. Who wants to start off?
Hey, Shalom, this is Isaiah Yasha'Allah, also known as Karat Isaiah. I just want to give a salute and throughout for everybody being patient. And all praise, hallelujah. Throughout, I actually had to restart my phone and then come back in, man. So salute to you and your to the ministry that the Most High is giving you and all of the family members. Listen, if I had a moment, would it be okay if I went ahead and stated my position?
We kind of know your position, and your brothers kind of stated it for you. I feel like you guys did a good job of articulating.
Nah. But they didn't state my position. They didn't state it for me.
They did. Do you believe that sex is marriage?
No, I do not. I believe that no. I'm requesting if I can. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. No sweat. All right.
Hold on 1 second. Let's make sure this dialogue goes. Hold on 1 second. Let's make sure this dialogue goes well, because the position was stated. We gave a lot of grace of you actually coming to the stage. I'll put you up right now. We gave a lot of grace of you coming to the stage and getting it together. It was a lot of dead space. You not being able to get your technical side together. We're just trying to move forward. Sex is not marriage in terms of your position. That's it. Let's just keep it moving so we can actually all learn from this. Allah, where we at?
Some of the brothers to pretty much teach their position the same way the brothers just taught their position, and then after that we'll have an open dialogue. All right, we'll have an open dialogue where particular points can be contested or contended back and forth. We'll allow you guys to kind of go back and forth, but just allow the parties to land. So this will be the last section to where the brothers from the opposite perspective teach their position, for a few minutes, just like the other side did, and then it'll be an open build after that. So you guys got to.
All right, is anybody gonna take the mantle here, or was ready to take the mantle?
You got it, y'all.
Okay, I just wanted to speak to a couple of readings that I heard that I do not think are sound. First, we want to do Romans 4 and 15 to establish something. I got a reader because I'm driving, but I have a reader in the car. Now, if you can't hear him well, let me know, but I think you'll be able to hear him fine. Read that.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 4 and 15.
Let me know if coming through.
He's kind of shaking. Yeah, the reader's kind of shaking.
Read it again. Try again.
Romans chapter 4 and verse 15.
Go ahead.
That's better.
Because the law worketh wrath.
Because there's a judgment for when you sin. Go ahead.
For where no law is, there is no transgression.
So, first things first, to say that you have to do something before taking a wife outside of just laying with her, saying that you have to do it, indicates that God commanded it. But we know that there is no law stating that there is certain paperwork that must be signed before you take a wife or anything of that nature. That doesn't mean that it's not wise to do so. I want to make that point. If brothers felt like in their congregation that you had to do things according to this order to be amongst them, I wouldn't debate it. I would say that the brothers are trying to keep the peace amongst their people, and they're trying to keep things clean so there's no confusion. And I would agree with it. I don't want brothers thinking because we teach that sex is marriage that we disagree that it is wise to have a ketubah. We all don't disagree on that. I think that's respect being introduced into the union, and it keeps the peace between Blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics because our families be bickering. So that's wise. Also, to make sure that your wife and the husband are protected in the event of death and things of that nature. But to suggest that you have to do it, I can't agree because there is no law that says so. There is no law that says, before thou takest the wife, thou must do this. Instead, the law says something quite the opposite. It speaks always in the former. Basically, after you've laid with this woman, this is what you must do. That's the way the law teaches it. Read Deuteronomy 22:28 real quick. Make a point.
22 and 28?
Yes.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin.
Now this is what the query is. If you found a damsel that's a virgin, go ahead,
which is not betrothed,
and she does not belong to anyone in verbal agreement. See, there you go. There's your verbal agreement, right? Hey, I want to be with your daughter. You do? Yup. Promise her to me. Israelites can make that deal. And there's no writing of exactly how that deal must be made, but we can infer it, or we can
of exactness of balance of weights, or much getting a little. The reckoning of partners, travelers of exactness. Deliver, selling, sure keeping, deliver all things in the room. Or receive them. Sirach 42:1. Deliver all things in the way. Be not ashamed to inform them laws. But these things be not ashamed to accept a person's sin by the law of the Most High and His covenant, and the judgment to justify the ungodly, the reckoning of partners and friends and travelers, or the gift of heritage of friends, or exchange of balance and weights of getting, or of getting much for little, and of merchants and different. Who said it? Are you lying? I didn't. And of merchants and different selling, of much correction of children make decided. Sure keeping is good where evil wife is, and shut up where many hands are. Deliver all things. 1, 2, 7. Deliver in writing. Right. Let me see. So that's Sirach chapter 42, verse 7. Sirach chapter 42, verse 1 to verse 7. And this goes to Exodus 22. The law of property. All right, which goes back to the word endow. Which goes back to the word endow, which is mahar. Mahar, which is mahar. To not teach the customs of
she might as well not be yours. You're going to give me my dowry that you owe me. The father is protected in that wife, so that a man can't just go around and lay with a girl and be like, "Whoop, I acquired you a wife." And a father cannot
Teachers swear on because ain't no problem. Oh, did they? Okay. Ah, they did. Sex mode is not marriage.
Deuteronomy 22 explains that you have to make her your wife, and you have to pay that dowry. So if I lay with her and she has to be my wife, then she's my wife. What is she not? She has to be my wife, so she's my wife. And teaching that is not a stretch. I think brothers are playing semantics and saying that it's wrong to teach that sex is marriage when by me having sex with her, she has to be my wife. So me having sex with her, I acquired a wife. I think that's easy to understand. I think that removes simplicity from the doctrine, and that's beneficial to the people, and especially the loins of young men. And when I teach myself. And when you drill that idea home, you get order. That brother deceived, right? On top of that, just give an example when with Isaac and Rebecca, when she lighted down off that horse, and he was comforted after his mother's death. There was no agreement in place. The woman just laid with the man, and she was his wife. Hey.
We will have to go to that account and read that. Just for the audience sake.
I'm sorry, I got a phone.
Yeah, I was saying we're gonna have to go back to that scripture and read that just for the audience sake so they can
get that.
How long? Is there a time frame on this? I got cut.
Yeah, y'all. I haven't even approached the length of the preaching, brother. I'm almost done.
I got you. Yeah, don't worry.
Let's get that time.
We kind of hold on. Wait.
I haven't even approached the brother. Wow. I've been getting to it. There was no setup, dramatic entry. I just got right to it.
I got you. I got you. Honestly, y'all talked way longer. So and we gave y'all grace. Honestly, there wasn't a time limit, but we kept it to 3 scriptures. So what we're gonna do with y'all all is 3 points, I should say. What we're gonna do, y'all all made 1 point so far. We're gonna make another point now in the book of Genesis, I believe, and then you can go somewhere else. Then from there, it's gonna be an open build back and forth. All right, brother? That's cool.
Hey, yo, no disrespect. You saying this brother made 1 point, bro? He made more than 1 point.
That's he did. No, he only stuck on Deuteronomy 22 and 28, and he expounded on that point.
Yeah, no, he went to the New Testament first, brother.
Okay, well, you're right. No, he's right. You're right.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll say he's at 2 points now, right? So we'll go ahead and finish with this point.
I mean, it's only 1 point that sex is marriage. And I was rebuttaling the way certain scriptures were used to make that point.
No, he was saying the scripture that
I didn't do this on their time. I'm getting right to it. I'm not dancing around and being dramatic. I'm getting right to it. If I can have the time to just finish what I'm saying without distracting. So instead of getting Isaac and Rebecca, which brothers will probably debate and require interpretation, I'm gonna get a very simple precept to make this point. Read that. Call it and read it.
1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 16.
Read.
What? Know ye not that he which is joined to a harlot is one body?
Now, how do you join yourself to a harlot? What action do you do to join yourself to her? You lie down with her. Read it again.
What? Know ye not?
Aren't you aware
that he which is joined to a harlot is one body?
You become one flesh with her, but why? There was no ketubah with the harlot. Come on.
For 2, saith he, shall be one flesh.
And 2 become one through the act of actually having sex. So we know, and nobody here will be simple and suggest that a harlot involved in dowry. She's not even a virgin. But the fact that you're laying with her makes y'all one flesh. Why? Because sex makes you one flesh. And if sex makes you one flesh, in Old Testament and New Testament, it is logical to deduce that sex is marriage. That is not a harmful doctrine. And that doctrine will bring the order that brother's desire without inferring things that the Bible does not actually say. And we don't have to use Exodus 22 incorrectly anymore. And I'm not accusing them brothers of doing that. I'm saying brothers do that. And that was my time. Thank you.
All right, from here,
Romans chapter 3, KJV.
All right, man. I see there's a very misconstrued view, no disrespect to anyone, to Genesis 24, man. To make a statement and say that she just jumped off the camel and just went into this man, Isaac's mother's tent and laid with him and she became his wife, to say that that's all that happened, you missed the entire chapter. Because there was a whole event that took place in Genesis chapter 24, right? There was a whole thing that took place. Can we collectively read that to cut this confusion?
Hey, sure. I'm sorry. I think you can bring that point, man, but I need to address that Deuteronomy 22, man. I have to address that. That Deuteronomy 22, that Exodus, I have to address it. Okay, because we have sources. We have the Book of Philo. We have Josephus. We have the Bible. We have Bible Dictionary. We have all these different tools. And I just like to say this is my first point, right? Brothers mentioned about the elders taught this. Well, I just hit the 50 club, so I guess I'm an elder right now. Okay? And the elders that taught us, the seven, Zabak, Torah. I'm having my cup. Oh my!
Check it out. No. That's not gonna happen.
These niggas is off, man. All right, so what are we doing? We are doing as long as he liveth, KJV.
Everybody writing down the precepts, right? Everybody asking questions about how brothers break down or understand certain precepts. And that's all this conversation is about. This is not a barbershop. So we're not just talking about back in the days when we used to do X, Y, and Z. That's not what this room is at all. Right? We have Shalom and Chill rooms, which we do that, but we don't do that here. So just go ahead and we get to a little university.
Hold on 1 second. One second.
Just be the.
No, you said. The reason why I'm saying this because people take. Hold on, Jeremiah. People take this opportunity to throw jabs, and it's going to take the conversation left. Or you may not wish throwing a jab, but people are establishing different points from different things, and they can take the conversation left. All the brothers is saying is, let's stick to the point. This is not an opportunity to say, hey, this is the opportunity for me to say that. No, I've been.
Moreover, the law enjoins.
Page 601. Okay? But if anyone being insane and frantic, repudiating and discarding all the suggestions of reason where to submit himself wholly to passion and desire as his masters, and looking, as people say, on might as stronger than right, were to
ravish and seduce women, treating freeborn women as slaves, and doing acts of war in time of peace. Let such a man be led before the judges. And if the damsel has been forced, the man took hold of her in Deuteronomy 22, right? There's a reason why he can't put her away, because we have a law of divorce in Deuteronomy 24th chapter. So if it was a righteous marriage and he had sex and it was righteous, then he could put her away according to the law. So Deuteronomy 24 gives you a law of divorce. So obviously, he didn't do something right. Okay? He didn't follow decency and an order. He didn't follow the steps. Okay? So it says, and if the damsel who has been forced has a father, let him take counsel and deal with the ravisher about espousing her. So now you want to take the korban and now you want to marry her. Right? Right? He took it, but that's not marriage. Then if he refused to do so, right? Who refused? The father. That's Exodus 22:10. He utterly refuses. No. Sex ain't marriage, Negro. What's wrong with thou? What are you talking about? Okay? Then if he refused to do so, he shall give the damsel a dowry. This is part of everything. A dowry for another husband, being fined in a sum of money sufficient for this purpose. Right? So that's
Joshua!
Exodus 22:10. But if he can he agrees and register her as his wife. So there's a registry, it's on. Let him marry her. So they wasn't married because he had got the kupa. Let him marry her at once without any delay.
Flavius Josephus, Antiquities of the Jews, book number 1, chapter 16.
Owes her the same dowry, and let him have no permission to delay or evade the fulfillment of this marriage, both because of his own conduct. He didn't follow the proper steps. He wasn't in order. Then it says here, hold on, comma, in order that the mishap which took place respecting her first connection with the man may be confronted by a firm marriage with nothing shall ever separate but death. Right? So it goes on. I'm just going to read this last part here. But if the damsel be an orphan and have no father, then let her be asked by the judges whether she is willing to take this man for her husband or not. So just because you got the korban don't mean that's your wife. Okay? And
Genesis chapter 34, KJV Blue Letter Bible.
The same dowry in Genesis 24, Rebecca was asked, would she go with this man to be a wife? So remember that. Okay? We're going to bring that up. Whether she agrees to do so or whether she refuses, still let her have the same dowry that the man would have agreed to give her while her father was yet alive. So you can't just get a wife without a virgin. If we're going to read these virgin scriptures, you got to have a dowry, Negro, first of all. Right? And it says, some people think that a licensed concubinage is an offense. Something between seduction and adultery, which the two parties come together and agree to live, two parties agree, not because you got 4 bottles of Montechevys and woke up the next morning and look at each other in the face and not remember what thou hast done, right? And agree to live as man and wife by a certain agreement. But before the marriage ceremony is
quick question, Maharaka. Where is it? This is not about.
historical records say spoke the Bible.
No, that's not a problem.
Deuteronomy 22 is no, this is saying the same thing. No different.
Maharakah. Hold on, y'all on.
Are we? So I cannot do this my point.
Maharakah, this is the moderator. Yes, I'm saying you can't. I'm asking the question, please. You can't. But I'm saying, maybe you missed the rule, the first rule that was established. The biblical integrity. Do not quote or make reference to the Bible without citing book, chapter, verse. That goes for other sources as well. So all I did was interrupt you to say, where are you reading from? I didn't say you can't read from it. I'm saying you must quote where you're reading from, because this is a school. We're all learning from your bill. So can you cite the source, please?
God, I will cite it again because I cited it earlier. I said this is the book of Philo. So reading the book of Philo.
Okay, is there a certain page?
I'm reading. Let me get to it. Let me get back to it. Now I need to put the book down. I was going somewhere else with it. So let me get back to where it's at.
Yeah, just quote the page. That way we can follow you.
Yeah, I'll go. Right now. Okay, so let me just get the thing right there. Grab some more from Josie. I don't even know where I was at. Look, that's not the one. That's for something later. So, I was just fighting, right? Let me go back here.
Yeah, that's what you said. Why you searching now? We'll just put you on mute. You can unmute whenever you got it. Just moving forward, just so everybody can understand, have clarity. There's no confusion. I'm just moderating. I'm not adding to the bill. So, you hear me chime in, then you don't have to be so hostile. Brothers is not interrupting you. It's just that we got to have clarity on the platform. This is not one of those conversations. So, biblical integrity, I quote or make reference to the Bible when I cite the chapter verse, as well as sources. Presenting the source, just give the source, and then continue teaching on the set time that you have. Simple as that. The second rule is 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, as well as Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 7 and 8. Both verses sound like the same for all things in order, and do not interrupt their speech. So the moderators is only given in there to establish the first rule, which is biblical integrity. Hey, where is that from? That's it. Okay. So you back?
Work the Philo. Book of Philo. That's the Lord 3, page 601.69. On down. I read it in 69, but I said Philo. So that's the source that I'm reading concerning Deuteronomy 22 that the brother was presenting, which correlates because Deuteronomy is saying agree. But actually, yes. So you can have a thing marriage law when you give a law to the law. That's the truth. The Father is utterly true. And the reason was because this man has unlawfully put this made, and that's why you cannot ever divorce. You can divorce a woman according to Deuteronomy 24 chapter. Okay? So I just want to bring that out. And if I still got a little bit more time, or I could go. I want to stop right there. I can stop right there. I mean, I was going to another point.
What you just said, Adawan, is not what's there. It doesn't say that in Exodus 22.
Okay, so let's read it.
It doesn't say that he unlawfully took her, and it also does not say he can disannul their union. It says that he has to pay the dowry.
All right, okay. Somebody get Exodus 22 and 10.
Hold on, let me challenge you.
Go ahead, please.
It doesn't say he can disannul the marriage and she can be given to another. That's not there. It doesn't say he was unlawfully taken. That's not there. And Deuteronomy 22 and 28 does not say that she was forced. That's not there. It literally says he captivated her or caused her to stand still. It doesn't say that he forced her, because that's earlier in the chapter. So you're rebuttaling straw man's, because I would like you to rebuttal what I said, but if you apply the scripture saying something that it don't say, I can't debate that.
Okay, brother, that's what you're saying, and I don't agree with nothing you're saying. Okay, so can I get Deuteronomy 22, man? Because I just quoted this, and we just sourced it up. It's not hard, not difficult. It is what it is. Okay, this is nothing. This is not hard.
I disagree.
Deuteronomy 22. Understand. Deuteronomy 22, 28. I mean, let's do it from baby. Okay.
If a man finds a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found.
So that hold part, right? Right? When you go to the Strong's, right? Okay.
Strong's page 8610. Tafas.
All right. So we got that's the word.
Rashwan.
Okay, it says the cat.
Rashwan. Rashwan. Rashwan.